Hello, this is our recording for the Altruism app, HDA Think Out Loud Protocol feedback. We're here with our test user here, Jessica, and she's going to go ahead and click through the app and let us know what her thoughts are. So Jessica, please go ahead and go through the app and let us know what your thoughts are.
Cool. So the name is Altruism. I like the pictures. I like how it's colorful and bright. Definitely captures my attention.
Sure, what page are you on now?
I'm on the headline page right now. Very interesting. I'm not sure fully though, so it's just news, so it's top news. Okay. Alright. Okay, so there's a menu. I just clicked on to see what it does. So if I had a profile, it would have my profile. Quest, a leaderboard, camera, interesting. About, let's see the about. Okay. So because it's in the testing phase, I know the about will come. Interesting. I like the logo with the hands. It's really cool. I do kind of wish the about was here, just so I could actually kind of like get a feel for more of like, because I feel kind of like flying blind a little bit. But I think once I know more of what it's actually about, that will help. Quest. Let's see quest. Okay, so I see the volunteer picture, so I'm assuming it has something to do with volunteering. Interesting that this is upcoming, active, and completed. I'm assuming it schedules it, or you can put in what you're gonna do, what you're currently doing, and what's already done. And I don't know if it's volunteering projects like like raising funds for something. Like how we just had Giving Tuesday, like donate within this amount of time, so then like or like volunteer for this many hours, like a almost like a walkathon or like a telethon or something. Like, is it something like if you volunteer for something like that, then it would be completed? Or if you were like, oh, like I want to volunteer here for like a month or something, would that be what it would be considered? I would actually like to know like what would be the, do you decide as the user what's upcoming, active, and completed? Which is what I'm assuming looking at it. Leaderboard. Oh, so it's almost like a game. Like it's competitive. Interesting. Interesting. There's a camera. I think my question, I know this is in the test phase, would be, is the camera, and this is solely just because I'm interested in this, would it just be for taking pictures, or also to record, almost like to let people know what you're doing during your project, which I'm assuming is volunteering, or is it just to kind of like a picture, almost like more of is it more of like Instagram or Snapchat in the sense of like, here's a picture of what I did, or here's a video of what I did? Like, what would be more encouraged, I think would be interesting. I think both are fine, because some people like pictures better, some people like video better. It's kind of 50-50 right now. I think if it did both, if it's useful for both, I think that works. But just curious if it does one or both, or not. Let's see, so settings. What's the setting? I always like to see the settings, so curious to see what the settings are in the future. There's this thing I'm on that says loot, and then it says item 1, 2, and 3. I am kind of confused. I'm not really sure what that is for. Just because it says the word loot, and I feel like my head is thinking pirates, so now I feel kind of confused. I'm sure it's excuse me, important, but I'm honestly not sure how I feel about this. Okay, so it goes back to, interesting. I wonder if, I would actually like to know if also if you are supposed to be able to find other places that are letting you volunteer, because I see there's multiple pictures of volunteering. So I'm wondering if it's just organizations looking for volunteers, or if it's also like events that you can volunteer for. So like you can volunteer for like a concert that's like a benefit concert, or you could volunteer for like the Salvation Army during Christmas time. Like, you know, like I'm curious if it's just organizations or also events, or both. I'm just purely curious. But I do. It looks like I actually went through all of it.
Great.
It's interesting. I do wish I had more information, because I feel like I could review it better further, but it's interesting.
That's wonderful. I appreciate your feedback. I want to make sure we stay on the topic of your experience with particularly the app, aside from just the idea of the app, but with your experience. Any feedback you would give on your thoughts on maybe like the UI or just the design in general for the app? What were your thoughts?
The design, I think, is very good. It's very user friendly, very easy. I think that's always like my first thing whenever I try an app. Like the menu was very easy to find. The search button was fine. Being able to find like with the quest, like it says upcoming act to complete, like I was able to get to that really, really quickly. I was able to get to the about, like I was like, oh, I wonder what the about, like what this app is about. I was able to find the about page in like 2 seconds. So that was really helpful, because I feel like whenever in doubt, always go to the about. There's always like an answer to questions that's basic, kind of thing. I like that the search was, again, very easy to find. The camera was very easy. Like little things that I know I would look for first. The profile was easy to find. I feel like it's bright, it's colorful, like it's not... for having yellow, it's really easy on the eyes, which is actually really good. Not to say yellow is bad, but I know a lot of people are like, whoa, yellow, like how Snapchat is yellow. Like it's still actually pretty easy on the eyes, the yellow, it's very good. And I I like the placement of the logo everywhere.
Awesome. Any thoughts on where maybe to improve the design? Just that you like it already, but maybe anything that might make it better?
I think the I saw with the search, the way it looked very similar to the way like the leaderboard and the settings and the loot layout was. Like it was the same like box layout, and I was just thinking, usually, this is just, I don't know, basing it off of other things, but like usually when you search something, it's usually a very like simple, like it's not as, I don't know that I needed that box. Like you could have just, like, I understand like the box, it's going to be shaped in a certain way, but like I don't know that I needed the outline around it. Like it could have just been the words kind of floating and I would have been fine.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I really appreciate your feedback here. This is the end of our Think Out Loud protocol for the Altruism Volunteer RPG app. Thank you so much for your feedback.